Well, hello, welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm Tina with Hanging with Frugal Tina. And as always, I give thanks for everybody who's here, returning people and newcomers. So thank you all. So what are we doing today? Let's get to it. We're gonna make a dish that has no name. I was taking care of my mom last weekend, and my sister was there, my sister Patty, and she's like, hey, Tina, you should make this dish that I make at home. And I'm like, really? What is it? Tell me. I'd love to know. So she told me how to make the dish. And I said, well, that sounds pretty good. That sounds right up our alley. It's a quick, it's an easy. It's something I know that my kids will enjoy. It sounds like something I would enjoy. What's it called? Doesn't have a name. So I don't even know how to tell you what it is. I can tell you what it is that we're making, but I can't say a name for it. But I'll tell you this. By the time this thing gets up on the net, now I'm usually like, 5 or 6 behind. So by the time I get that up and running, we will have nailed down a name. So Penny, if you don't nail it down, I'm nailing it down. And let's all say thank you to Penny for her yummy, yummy, yummy dish we're gonna make. So without further ado, let's go make the dish that has no name. Let's get it, let's go, let's hit those pots, come on. Okay, here we go. Now, I did make a couple of changes because how she told me to make the recipe and what I think will work for us is just a little bit different because she has a smaller family than I. So I added an extra box of stuffing. I think that'll get us where we're going. Also, if I were buying it today to make this meal, I would not have bought the Tostitos brand. I would have bought the Great Value or whatever brand is cheaper because when you're cooking with it, it's not as important to me to get that. What I bought that to make nachos with, and on that, I prefer the Tostitos. That's it. The only thing I can't control is how much you pay for your chicken. It's going to be what it's going to be. So here's what you need. You need stuffing. Whatever flavor you like the best, whatever rocks your boat, that's what you get. You're going to need some chicken. She said you can use whatever cut you want. I could have grabbed some thighs. I would have gotten more meat that way, but that's what I had. So I'm using what I have in the house. You're going to need some cheese. She said like the Mexican kind or Colby Jack or Monterey Jack. Well, I just happen to have some Colby Jack. You're going to need some salsa. The BioLife is Eric's separate budget, but that's what I use for him when I'm making something with cheese. So let's get started. The first thing we got to do is dice up that chicken. Now, I was going to make this. I want to tell you this. You can cook the chicken however you want. I was going to throw it in the crock pot this morning and let it cook so it could just shred up. Well, I forgot to put it in there. So now we're going to cook it in the frying pan. Okay, so to the chicken that I'm about to dice up, I had a couple of extra pieces from something else I made, and they're about to dry out. So I'm just going to dice those up and throw that in as well. There's 2 or 3 little pieces in there, but they're drying out, so I want to add it in. Okay, I'm going to start with these little pieces in here. I usually cut out those tendons in there. I get it started a little bit with a knife, like that, and then usually I'll wrap it around a fork, and you just pull it, and it comes out, but I don't have time for it today. It'll come out because I'm chopping it. So you could cook the chicken any way you want. She said you could use taco seasoning, salt and pepper. It doesn't matter. It all works. So however you want to season your chicken, you season your chicken. So, and you can shred it. That's what I was going for today, but that ship has sailed. So I'm just gonna dice up these couple of pieces, these extra pieces, and then the rest of the other pack. So in just about a minute, you're gonna see a big old pile right here. Okay, we're coming down the home stretch here. You know how I always say, I always find stuff in my things, in my frozen and stuff? Boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Tell me why I got a whole bone in there. So be careful, people. All right, so the chicken is done. We're gonna move on over to the frying pan. Typically, I would put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pan, but apparently I ran out. That doesn't usually happen for me, but okay. So I'm gonna put all the meat in the pan. I took a vote for the kids on the chicken as to how they wanted me to cook it. If they wanted me to cook it with garlic powder, onions, seasoned salt, all that. They said no. They wanted taco flavoring. So we're gonna do them taco flavored. So I'm just gonna heat this through for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna add the taco. I wanna get it started a little bit. I'm gonna add some taco now, and then add a little bit afterwards. This is my own taco, my own seasoning. I'm gonna let that cook with it. It's not very much. That was probably like a teaspoon or two, just to cook with it. So I'm just gonna keep moving this around the pan until this is a casserole type thing. So I'm preheating my oven. You can preheat it to 350. Basically, everything's done when you get in there. You just kind of want the flavors to come together and the cheese to melt. So depending on your oven is how I would do that. Okay, for every taco, every pack is 3 tablespoons, but I already added some. One. That's light, 2, and a little light on the 3rd one. And we're just gonna get all the flavors. While this is going, we're gonna move over there and start talking about what we're gonna do with the cornbread stuffing. All right, so we're not going to cook the stuffing, we're just going to mix the stuffing. But I do need the butter melted. It calls for 1/2 cup of butter. This is Country Crock vegetable spread. But I'm making 2 boxes, so it calls for a whole cup. I'm just gonna stick it in a bowl and melt it real quick in the microwave. Okay, gonna add a 1 and a 2 coming. Going to add the butter. It's mostly melted. It's awful yellow. They put a lot of dye in this one. Okay. Then I'm just going to add the 1.5 cups of water per box, which is 3 cups. We're just going to put this in here, and we're going to give it a big old mix, and we're just going to let it sit for a couple of minutes, just so it can absorb the water while we finish up the chicken. All right, gonna cover that, let that sit. I'll be right back. Okay, that really puffed up quite a bit. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to spray the casserole dish with some vegetable spray, and then we're gonna get to assembling. Okay, that's all done. Okay, so we're gonna do this in 2 layers. And I have to make Eric's as well. I'm not gonna show you making his, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm doing. And actually, I'll tell you right now. The only difference between ours and Eric's is the cheese. Daya, mozzarella shreds, and then the Mexican style shreds. That's the only difference. So I'm going to take half of the stuffing mixture. Maybe, I don't know. Let me eyeball it up what's half. Hold on. Mush it down in here and make an imaginary line. Okay. Then I'm going to spread it out. So I took half of the chicken. And I have to tell you, my sister said it didn't matter what order you put it in, other than the stuffing. You could do cheese, chicken, salsa, it doesn't matter. I decided to do the stuffing, the chicken, the salsa, then the cheese. So I took half of the chicken, and even though I cut it up small, I cut it up a little bit more small so it could spread around better. Because I see on Eric's what it's doing, so I diced it up just a little bit more. And I have to say, she didn't give me any measurements either. She just said, whatever looks good. So, okay. Penny, I hope I'm doing you justice. Then I'm going to spread it around a little bit once I get it in there. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Okay, now we're going to add some salsa. I'm going to pour it into that spoon I had, so I have a little more control about where it's going. She said as little or as much as you like. All right. Well, we like a lot. I don't want to put too much. I don't want to make the stuffing soggy. She did say when she makes hers, she ends up using the jar. So I only have a small jar, but I do have a big jar with a little bit of something left in it. That's what I'm using right now, the last of that. I use up my old stuff first. Okay, I think that's good on the salsa. I think. Girl says she thinks it's good. I don't know. Proof's gonna be in the pudding at the taste test. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some of the, well, you would add the Mexican shreds. I got Colby Jack, but she said it didn't matter. She said this dish, nothing matters. So I'm gonna throw a handful down. She said she just shreds up a block of something, or she buys the one little bag from Walmart, so we know it's only about a cup. Okay, so I don't want to go heavy since she's only using about a cup. I don't want to go too heavy, just filling in the bald spots. I think I want bald spots. I don't want hair on my food, right? I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna do that again. Stuffing going in over here and stuffing going in on Eric's. Okay. I love this spoon. Got it from Walmart for $1, but I really like it. Just gotta spread it out best I can. Now I went a little lighter on the chicken in the bottom so that I could have a nice layer on top. It was a little bit lighter than this. Only because I don't know how to judge how far it's gonna go just yet. All right, that looks good. Go back in with the salsa. Let's see if I need a little bit out of my jar. I feel like that's okay, but it might need just like a drop more. I'm not sure. What you think, guys? I have another tiny jar in there. A little bit in it. I feel like it needs like just a bit more. Yeah, that's all I need was that little bit. Just wasn't feeling right. Okay, onward forward. Stop spreading, Tina. And this goes in uncovered. Just until it's done. Heated through. It's got a little cool while we stood, but put that in there. Got a couple pieces that went overboard. One more handful. Yep. And there we go. That's going in the oven just like that, uncovered until it's hot and bubbly. I'll see you then. I forgot to show you Eric's. There's Eric's. Oh my goodness. Look how yummy that is. How it's burning my hands. Oh, bubbling all around the edges. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, but boy, oh boy, it smells like, kind of smells a little bit like lasagna, but I don't know why, but it does. All right, let's give that a minute and we'll see what's going on. Let me get Eric's out. All right, Eric's cheese doesn't melt like ours. So, but that's what his looks like. All done. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's let that rest for a minute. I just whipped up some broccoli as a side, and I'm just gonna put some butter on it. Okay, let's cut into it and see what we got going on inside. Penny, I hope I did you justice. Ooh, that's gonna burn my finger. I don't think so. That first piece is never a good piece, but we're gonna go for it. Oop, it's about to fall. Nope, it's not gonna make it in one piece, guys. Oh, it did. I made it. It looks like doo-doo, but I made it. It's kind of like what it looks like inside. Don't look all that appealing, but I bet it's going to be yummy.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
We're at the table. Okay, so I have no idea what this is going to taste like. I didn't even lick my fingers. Eric's like, what is it? I don't know. Well, what is it? It's food. I don't know what to call it. Got some broccoli on there. Let's just, well, that's good. The cheesy kind of firmed up a little bit. I let it sit for like 10 minutes because it was hot. So you got the chicken that you guys told me you wanted taco seasoning on it. Mm-hmm. You got cornbread stuffing, salsa, and cheese. All right. Okay, those are the things that are going on. All of the things in there. Try to get some on my fork. Let me give it a blow first. I think I can handle it. Ready? Go.
Mmm. Wow. That is good.
That is good.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Oh, thank you, Patty. Say thanks, Aunt Patty.
Thanks, Aunt Penny. It
That
really
is
delicious.
yummy.
It really is delicious.
I'm still eating it, right? So is he.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
delicious.
The edges, the crispy edge. Did you try crispy edge? Try your crispy edge. Like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is good.
Let me get everybody else fed, and then I'll see you at the wrap up. If anybody, I know I tricked you. If anybody else wants to come back, they'll come back, but otherwise, I'll see you at the wrap up. See you later, bye. Dinner's over. How do we do? Bam! That's all that's left. But that is Trey's plate that I'm putting up for him. It's a nice, decent size. He's at work. He didn't have time to eat today, so I saved him a good portion. There is nothing else left. Let me say this. My daughter, her other half, and Nick also ate. So I had 3 extra people that I didn't count on when I started dinner. And we all ate and we're all full. I'm sorry. Let's find out what they thought about dinner. So everybody's going to answer. I'll go last. Since Aiden is near me, Aiden, well, I can't tell you what it is. It's the no-name dinner. What did you think about the no-name dinner?
I absolutely loved it.
Eric, what did you think about the no-name dinner?
It was amazing.
Nick, what did you think about the no-name dinner?
It was good.
Yaya,
Very flavorful and delicious.
Jesse,
I loved it.
she loved it.
I want more.
Uh-oh. Well, you're going to have what Trey doesn't eat. Blaze, what did you think about dinner?
I thought it was really good.
Tyler, what did you think about dinner?
It was excellent.
There you go. I really, really liked it. I haven't come up with the name, but we're going to call it something. I just don't know what. So, I hope you try it. I loved it. I hope you like it. Maybe you can give me a name. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later. Bye.